This episode is brought to you by Fox One. Watch all 104 matches of the FIFA World Cup live in 4K for just $19.99 a month with 3 days free. Build your own multi-view, choose up to 3 streams, and follow player spotlights. Stay on top of every moment with live stats, highlights, and instant replays. The FIFA World Cup, streaming live on Fox One. Offers are subject to change. See fox.com for complete terms and conditions.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Dave Scott, lost in space, the other side of midnight.
Danger, Walter Sterling, danger.
How did we get so lucky that Dave Scott, spacedoutradio.com, Spaced Out Radio on YouTube, the expert in North America about UFOs, UAPs, Bigfoot, he's very obsessed with Bigfoot, and conspiracies. Welcome to the other side of midnight.
Thank you, my friend. It is always good to do this show with you. May I please ask a favor, if you don't mind?
Yes.
Well, I just got off the air with my show, and I know I bring all my listeners over to you because you're just so damn good at what you do. And congratulations, by the way, on this show. But I just want to give a shout out to all the Spaced Out Radio listeners that follow over here, so that way they can be introduced to what a great and professional broadcaster you are.
What exactly do you think they'll hear that will intrigue them? And then I'll do it more.
Probably 3-breasted alien women. That'll do it.
That'll do it. And, yeah. Do you believe that if we actually have aliens here now, do you believe they traveled here, or do you believe they are from the future and came through a time portal?
I think it's everything.
Really?
I really do. I think that we have them traveling here. I think they've been here for millennia. I believe they are getting through with different dimensions, as including time travel. A good friend of mine from Montana Tech University, Dr. Michael P. Masters, he believes that they are us from the future, and they've time traveled back. And how far in the future, we don't know, but he feels that we are actually being able to time travel in the future and come back like on vacation. So instead of going to Mexico, you go back to 1995, or you go back to wherever you want to go. If you want to see Christ being born, you go check it on out.
But didn't we learn from several episodes of Star Trek that time travel is very risky? To mess with the timeline, very risky.
Well, I think with time travel, too, and I'm no expert in this field, but it always makes me wonder, do you go back to the same timeline that we are on now? Because if we do live in a multidimensional life circle where there are Walter M. Sterlings in maybe 50 to 100 or maybe infinite dimensions talking on the radio as we speak, is that Walter M. Sterling talking to Dave Scott right now? Or is he covering, the ever classic comments from The View? Or is he into politics? Is he into sports? So it makes me wonder how different a different timeline might be.
What do you think?
Well, a lot of people have claimed to have interdimensional travel. I've never had it happen. Don't want it to happen because it seems kind of creepy. But if that is the case, then we are looking at something that'll be really cool in the future. I mean, long after you and I are on this planet walking around, we're talking maybe a couple hundred years at the earliest, maybe 1,000 years from now. We don't know. But getting back to the aliens, I think it's more appropriate to think that the aliens are coming from someplace in space. I think that they have been coming here for millennia. I think that and this is just all theory, I do believe that they have some sort of bases on the backside or the dark side of the moon where they can actually see what's going on and fly their craft into Earth. And, you know, whether you're going to the gas station or the Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons drive-through, or maybe go abduct some cows because you want a good steak. I think that's what they are doing at this time. And it's not just one species. I believe there are a multitude of species that are doing this. And I believe that there are people within the military or the alphabet agencies who know about this. And maybe, just maybe, that's the reason why a few years ago Space Force was actually created.
Yes, I believe Space Force was created based on a need, which was awareness of extraterrestrials, awareness of space stuff coming at us, and he needed a designated arm of the military that reported to him, that was created by him and would not laugh it off. He created it because he needed a part of the military that did not think it was a priority, that did not think that it was silly. He needed people who took it real seriously. And I think that's why he created it, to have people to talk to.
Well, if you think about it, even if you take aliens out of the equation, because we do know that with an infinite universe, there is going to be life out there somewhere. But think about this, Walter. There are thousands of satellites that help us communicate around the Earth, from defense satellites to spy satellites to SpaceX satellites and communications. But what we do not know is how many satellites are pointed into space. Yes, we know of the Hubble. Yes, we know of James Webb. Yes, there's a couple more that are out there that may have been popular, but the majority of us can only name two, and we don't know what they're really trying to pick up. Are they looking for signals? Are they intercepting signals from different planets, different frequencies? Are they able to pick up craft that are flying on by? There's a lot of questions about how many satellites are actually pointed outward rather than inward towards Earth, so that way we actually do see what is going on out in our solar system.
At the same time, no matter how many satellites are pointed out there, they have no idea what they're looking for either. They just feel this tremendous need. The government, universities, academic organizations, they feel a tremendous need to look. And it's not logical. The math on finding something on a radio frequency that we use, that another civilization would use, and is at a point in time where they would use radio waves to do what they're doing, it's entirely possible for many a population to have space travel, to be able to go through light years, and never thought of creating radio waves. Don't know about the microwave spectrum. You can't see it. And there's so many variations on what civilization can be, that the arrogance that they would even have the technology to receive these messages or to return these messages is silly. It's just silly. The civilizations may be totally focused on ceramics, just making ceramics, making babies, sitting by the lake. Never occurred to them to make microwaves or to make weapons to kill each other. But they figured out how to fly around, and they flew by us. They show up here, no radio waves, no weapons. It'll be difficult to find common ground. The other scary thing, and then I'll end my theories. The other silly thing is, if you take it to the extreme thought, either it's possible, totally possible, that we are the very first civilization at a point in time technologically where we can go into space. There may be millions of other civilizations, but maybe they did not evolve or devolve to be able to go into space. Or, and this is the one that spooks me, really spooks me, or we are the last civilization. That we are the last civilization in the universe. There were millions of others. They petered out. They killed each other. They stopped evolving for whatever reason. Their suns exploded. And by some fluke, we are the last civilization in the universe.
I've never thought about that. That is creepy.
Isn't it creepy?
That gives me big-time anxiety right now.
Yeah. Well, you needed that, didn't you?
Not really.
I see.
No.
All
That
right.
scared the daylights out of me.
Is
but-
it because I used my secret radio voice to say all that?
No. I mean, your dulcet tones actually made it a little bit smoother.
Oh, all right. Do you have other news for us, Dave Scott?
I do. In a couple of days' time, there is going to be a big press conference on a landmark, what they're calling a landmark public forum about UFOs. And here's where it comes in. It's a bipartisan forum between Republicans and Democrats at the Kennedy Caucus Room, where they are going to start pushing for disclosure and have experts across financial markets, geopolitics, and technology. Now, this is put on by a group called the Disclosure Foundation. And what they are doing is they are bringing in a number of congressional speakers, like Senators Mike Rounds and Kirsten Gillibrand, who are both on the Senate Armed Services Committee. They are bringing also other Congress people like Anna Paulina Luna, the chair of the House Task Force on the Declassification of the Federal Secrets, otherwise what I call the Conspiracy Club. Tim Burchett is going to be there, Eric Burleson, Suhas Subramanian. I apologize if I butchered that name, but they are going to be there, as well as former Deputy Secretary of Defense and Intelligence, Christopher Mellon. They are going to get together with a number of scientists and people to discuss how they can change laws and bring lawmakers together and scientists together to study evidence about UFOs or unidentified anomalous phenomena known as UAP. It is a day-long affair, not open to the public, of course, but they want to try and bring more understanding to get the real evidence out that we are not being seen. So instead of Walter Cronkite videos, instead of dots like Pong, instead of cartoons, they actually want to try and get more of this big videos and information out.
Where is this being held?
At the Kennedy, what is it? The Kennedy Caucus Room. I'm going to assume
Where
that's
is that?
in Washington.
Is that like a bar? Back room of a bar or something?
Well, it's probably one of those private bars at the back end of a casino nightclub.
Yeah. And you can't go. Why can't you press it?
Well, I'm in British Columbia.
There are airplanes. I think that's a worthy place for you to go. That sounds like the right place for you, buddy.
It would be the right place for me, but Spaced Out Radio's budget just doesn't have that at this time.
All right. Always whining. Listen, this is Dave Scott, great friend of the show, great contributor to the show every damn night. How do I get in touch with you?
By my phone number for you personally, but otherwise, YouTube, Spaced Out Radio, our website, spacedoutradio.com. And, of course, you can join us on any major podcast network and download our show for free, like Spotify and iTunes and iHeartRadio.
Now, what about your website? Do you have a website?
I do, spacedoutradio.com, where if you go /shop, you can find your beautiful, your intelligent, and your mythical Walter M. Sterling flying a UFO.